Happy Friday, television family. We have gathered once again to get you going. Wake up Wenatchee Valley, 6th day of May, 2022. I am Dan Kuntz, and here we go. The big weekend of the Apple Blossom Festival is pretty much here. Everybody wants to know what the weather's going to be like tomorrow for the Stamil Growers Grand Parade. It's going to be a little bit of everything. We're going to have some sun. We're going to have some rain. We're going to have some wind. But the big thing is going to be chilly. It's going to be quite cold tomorrow. Unsettled weather continues across the region right into next week. We're going to see our afternoon high temperatures well below normal, not just a couple of degrees, but a bunch of degrees below normal. This long, cool spring just continues unabated. Forecast details are coming up, but you're going to have to prepare for some pretty cool, windy, and perhaps wet weather for the Stamil Growers Grand Parade and some sun breaks. But there's a parade of systems out there. It's just a really unsettled weather pattern, and it's not going to break up very much. In fact, Mother's Day on Sunday, our afternoon high temperature is going to be 12 degrees below normal for this time. We're not even going to get to 60, and our normal high temperature is near 70. We'll have the weather forecast in detail right around the corner, plus news, plus sports. The Mariners have only won 2 of their last 10 games, and that includes last night. Tampa Bay got the better part of them after they returned from that long road trip. They're back at T-Mobile Park, but they're still not producing the runs that they need to win baseball games. We'll also preview the weekend in prep sports. We have an opinion from Mike Mad Dog Minotti. It's about relationships. Mike will give you his scant on that. And in case you missed it, during our special News Plus edition of the evening news, Eric Grantstrom and Grant Olson had a chance to talk to Dan Goodfellow of Goodfellow Brothers. They are the grand marshals of tomorrow's Stamil Growers Grand Parade. Goodfellow Brothers celebrating their 101st year in business. The entire Goodfellow family of employees, about 200 of them strong, are here in the Wenatchee Valley. They're going to be in the parade tomorrow, and we're going to have Dan's interview with Eric and Grant conducted yesterday afternoon at Memorial Park. We're going to show that for you in the back half of the program. It's 2 minutes after the hour. We have sunshine, but don't get used to it. Let's see what we have out there with our cameras, courtesy of Localtel's Sky-Fi deal. That is, of course, the camera at the very tip of Wenatchee Heights. It's zoomed in a little bit and panned down a little bit. Whenever I look at this photo, the one thing that really jumps out at me, being born and raised here and spent most of my life here, a couple of years I wasn't living in Wenatchee, is the growth in Sunny Slope. Sunny Slope, they just keep climbing right up Birch Mountain in the Sunny Slope area. That was not the case when I was a kid. It was pretty much just orchards and farmhouses, and that was about it. But the valley continues to grow. Columbia River is running cold and running very high. We'll talk about that in a little bit. It's not just the Columbia River; it's all the area rivers and streams are running high. The Wenatchee River, the Indiana River, they're all running high right now with the rain and the snowmelt continuing in the upper elevations. Camera number 2. We're off to see the Bear Mountain camera to Lake Chelan. We have a time lapse from earlier in the day. We're going to show that to you before the end of this program. Some pretty cool stuff. So you can see considerably more clouds up in the Lake Chelan area. Again, this is from the Bear Mountain camera looking back down towards Wapato Point and Chelan proper. And you can see they have more clouds up in Chelan, and it's really not that far from Wenatchee, but that's a preview of what's coming our way, I'm afraid. Camera number 3. Ooh, that's a cool view. It looks to be the number 1 Canyon camera. Sun's coming up. Sun's been coming up. It came up at 5:36, as a matter of fact, this morning. Sunset tonight, 8:19. That buys us 14 hours and 43 minutes of daylight. We only hit 60 yesterday. Another much cooler than normal day. Our normal high temperature, 69. We only got to 60. Our overnight low is 46, which is just about normal. We're going to see overnight lows in the 30s in many locations. In the 30s, and we're deep into May now. And camera number 4 is Rock Island. Again, can't seem to get enough of the Rock Island camera. Good morning to Rock Island. Malaga off into the distance, and the snow-capped peaks of Mission Ridge way off into the distance. That camera is very high up on one of the ridge that overlooks the hamlet of Rock Island. Beautiful views this morning. Cold temperatures can't seem to shake these cold temperatures, and many locations in our viewing area you're going to see overnight lows over the weekend into the 30s. In the Wenatchee Valley, we're going to have our overnight lows Saturday night into Sunday, Mother's Day. It'll be in the 30s. It'll be in the 30s Sunday night into Monday. It could very well be in the 30s Monday night into Tuesday for the Wenatchee Valley and other locations that are prone to having cooler than normal overnight lows than the Wenatchee Valley, and you know who you are. You're going to get down to freezing temperatures or near freezing temperatures for a great swath of our viewing area. This unseasonably cold spring just continues. And as I mentioned when we were doing the PTZ cameras, the rivers are running high because of all the rain that we had. Of course, we had a record rainfall on Monday. All that water's got to go someplace, and eventually will end up in the Pacific Ocean. In the meantime, the rivers are running high, and they are running cold. And when you tack in the breezy conditions, especially tomorrow and Saturday night, it's just not a good idea to be out on the area waterways, because you not only are the rivers and streams going to run high and are running high and cold, but the lakes are going to be choppy because we're going to have a lot of wind, especially Saturday afternoon, Saturday night, and spilling into Mother's Day. All right, here we go. Here's your forecast. Our high today, 60 degrees, partly cloudy, off and on rain. Most of the rain today will be between about noon to about 4. That's your biggest chance of rain, that 4-hour period from 12 noon to about 4 o'clock this afternoon. We could or should be dry for the Les Schwab Classy Chassis Parade, which, by the way, we will be having for you right here live on the NCW Live channel. Our forecast high temperature of 69 degrees below normal. Saturday, it's going to be a mixture of sun and clouds and rain and wind. Most of the wind will be in the afternoon. That high of 58 on Saturday, 11 degrees below our normal afternoon high. Mother's Day, Sunday, partly cloudy, chance of rain. That high of 57, 12 degrees below normal. So again, we're not talking just a little bit below normal. We're talking a lot below normal. It's going to continue on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. Our normal high temperature by the time we get to Monday of next week will be 70 degrees. You can forget about that. We're not even going to get close. And then we have more systems coming in next week. Yeah. I wish I could give you better news as far as Mother Nature is concerned, but it is what it is. We want you to be prepared for all the apple blossom activities and festivities for the big weekend. Going to take a 1-minute break, and then we'll come back and we'll have your news for you on this Friday. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
Getting ready for the Classy Chassis Parade.
The Washington State Apple Blossom Festival is here, and NCW Life is your official TV station. Join us for the Les Schwab Classy Chassis Parade Friday, May 6th at 6 p.m. Sponsored by AmeriCorps of Chelan Douglas Community Action Council, Apple Valley Honda, August Edge, Bob's Burgers and Brew, CASA of Chelan and Douglas Counties, Chelan POD Discovery Center, Coldwell Banker Cascade, and Global Car Care. The NCW Life channel, your official Apple Blossom station.
Hi, I'm Katie Joslin and I'm a pediatrician at CVCH. We know that as new parents, you have a lot of decisions to make. At CVCH, we have a team of caring pediatricians and family medicine providers who love to take care of newborns. As you're making that decision of where you'd like to go, we hope that you'll consider coming to CVCH, where any of the providers you choose would care for your baby as if it was one of their own.
43 degrees, mostly sunny right now, but the system is coming in. We're going to start clouding up. We'll get some rain this afternoon. Should be dry for the Classy Chassis Parade. And then tomorrow we're going to be dealing with some sun breaks and some rain and some wind and some very cool temperatures for the Stamil Growers Grand Parade. 9 minutes after the hour, authorities have released photos of a person who they believe broke into the Seventh-day Adventist Church outside East Wenatchee last week and spray-painted the walls inside the church. The Douglas County Sheriff's Office said the suspect shattered a glass door back on April 27th to gain entry to the church on 10th Street in East Wenatchee. The Sheriff's Office said the incident does not appear to be gang-related. Sergeant Mike Baker says he believes a spray-painting incident at another East Wenatchee church on that same day is related. There are, that's two of several area churches that have been victimized by vandals recently, according to Rivercom reports. Anybody with information on the person shown in the photos, you're asked to contact Baker at 509-888-6809. An East Wenatchee City Council member has resigned from the board of the Wenatchee Valley Museum and Cultural Center because they're scheduled what's called the Dragtastic event, which is going to be at the museum on June 17th. It's all part of Pride Month. Council member John Sturck is also a pastor of Bethel Baptist Church in East Wenatchee, and he says he could not endorse the museum's decision to host a drag show.
I don't believe it reflects the values of our community very well. And I know people will disagree with that, but I'm like everybody else. I put my name on certain things, and that is not something that I endorse at all. So that's the rationale behind my departure from the board.
Fellow council member Shane Magdoff will take John Sturck's place on the museum board appointed by Mayor Geraldine Crawford. Of course, the museum board is searching still for a new executive director. Chelan County prosecutors have temporarily set aside charges against the Cashmere man accused of arson. The incident is undergoing more investigation. Wenatchee police say that 32-year-old Peter A. Galletti was responsible for a fire that burned a stack of railroad ties near Stan's Mary Mart in the 700 block of South Wenatchee Avenue. That happened on the afternoon of April 27th. Galletti was charged Monday with second-degree arson, but on Tuesday, prosecutors withdrew those charges. They say more investigation is needed, and Galletti should not be forced to remain in jail while the probe is ongoing. His $20,000 bond was cleared, and he was released Tuesday from the Chelan County Regional Justice Center. A man wanted for attempted murder in Tacoma was apprehended at a motel in Moses Lake on Wednesday morning. Moses Lake police say 29-year-old Brian Crow was taken into custody at the motel in the 800 block of West Broadway. He was in connection with a New Year's Day incident in Tacoma in which a man was shot 5 times. Police worked with the U.S. Marshals Violent Offender Task Force in making the arrest. They reported finding multiple firearms in Crow's vehicle and in his motel room. State Fish and Wildlife officials say people dumping old tires in the Columbia Basin Wildlife Area is a problem, a big problem, and it keeps getting worse. Look at that photo. They released that photo. That's more than 500 illegally dumped tires that they've collected over the past 2 years out of the Columbia Basin Wildlife Area. The tires are going to be headed to the Department of Ecology's Waste Tire Collection Program, but Fish and Wildlife said a better option is just take advantage of local tire recycling programs instead of driving out in the middle of nowhere and dumping them on public lands. The Columbia Basin Wildlife covers more than 192,000 acres and includes the ancient lakes, Frenchman Coulee areas outside of Quincy. And Link Transit has purchased 8 more electric buses, and that brings its total electric vehicle fleet to 20. And 3 more EV buses are on order. And once that order is complete, more than half of Link's 30 and 35-foot buses will be electric. The new coaches are built by BYD North America and California. The cost of operating the electric buses, about 44 cents per mile, and that's less than half of the average cost of diesel-powered buses. And that's what's making news. At 14 minutes after the hour, we will be right outside Localtel's building on Grant Road in East Wenatchee. We'll have a newscast for you tonight, followed immediately at 6 o'clock by the Les Schwab Classy Chassis Parade. Do we have a preview, Uri? We do not. Trust me, Grant will do the news. And then Grant and our good friend Ron Bershauer will be handling the play-by-play, if you will, of the Les Schwab Classy Chassis Parade. It's good to have somebody who knows a lot about automobiles because unlike the Kai's Fiber Youth Parade and the Still Milk Growers Grand Parade, where we have a lineup and we know who's coming, that's not the case with the Les Schwab Classy Chassis Parade. They just randomly get in line and drive down Grant Road. So you got to know your automobiles, and luckily, Ron and Grant do. Looking forward to that. Look at the bottom of your screen. That's the different ways you can get a hold of us. After a 1-minute break, we'll come back with sports, the obscure holiday, today in history, some celebrity birthdays to pass along, a brand new opinion from Mike Mad Dog McNaughty. And Eric and Grant had a chance to visit with Dan Goodfellow of Goodfellow Brothers yesterday at Memorial Park. We'll have that for you as well. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life Channel.
The Lexar Homes Hell on Hooves Rough Stock Rodeo is back in action Friday, May 6th and Saturday, May 7th at the Town Toyota Center. This edge-of-your-seat rough stock rodeo has it all, with bareback riding, barrel racing, saddle broncs, mutton busting, and bull riding. The action starts at 6 p.m. and the rodeo starts at 7:30. For those with ice water running through their veins, it's bull poker. Tickets on sale now at towntoyotacenter.com. That's towntoyotacenter.com.
Find ageless beauty at Chelan Valley Skincare. Cindy offers the most up-to-date treatments for personalized skincare. If sagging skin or acne scars are some skin challenges for you, Chelan Valley Skincare offers non-invasive, non-surgical skincare. With up-to-date technology for shorter treatment plans, you'll benefit from Cindy's expertise to help you accomplish your skincare goals. Please stop by their website for details on all their services. Call Cindy today for your free consultation.
16 minutes after the hour, fours were wild last night at T-Mobile Park. Tampa Bay scored 4 runs in the 4th inning and handed Seattle its 4th consecutive loss. The final 4-3. Former Mariner Mike Zunino did the damage.
And a liner into left. That's going to be in a base hit. Winker will make the pickup. No play at the plate. Margot crosses standing up, and the Rays lead 1-0. And there's a high fly ball. Back into left. Well tagged. Gone. Home run on a 3-1 pitch. Zunino unloads. A 3-run blast. And the Rays make it a 4-run inning.
That's crank center field deep. Kiermaier going back. Goodbye. Jesse Winker with his first home run as a Mariner. First hit of the night. And the Mariners on the board. It's 4-1 Tampa Bay. Off the glove. That's going to be a break. Yes, sir. Ty France will score. Got a 4-2 ball game. Base hit Eugenio Suarez and RBI JP to third. Yes, indeed. Catch a break right there. Gino's 14th run batted in.
Quick delivery, Supermo right back to the pitcher. Adam goes off the top of his glove. That is a break.
Flexing Sunday. Phillies come in Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. High drive right field down the line. That baby is going to stay fair, and it is gone. A home run by Adam Frazier. We got a 4-3 ball game here in the 7th. Bring in the left-hander Poche, and he gives it up on the first pitch.
Ground ball back to the mound. Rayleigh's got it. The underhanded toss to first, and the Rays are winners tonight. It's a 4-3 final. The Rays score 4 times in the 4th inning, and they make that hold up.
Robbie Ray took the loss. He allowed the 4 runs on 6 hits. He had 5 strikeouts over 6 2/3 innings. The Mariners have only won 2 of their last 10 games, but manager Scott Service says, don't panic, fans.
Against left-handed pitching, their 2 lefties went deep tonight. Their first one in a Mariner uniform, so that's certainly a positive. Jesse's hit some balls good that have not gone out, so nice to see the ball get over the fence there. But again, Tampa's got good pitching. I thought their starter McClanahan was really good tonight. Fastball, 96 to 100 at times with the good breaking stuff, and weren't able to put a ton of pressure on them, but a little bit. It's just the 4 spot we got down early. And just not enough to get tied up here late. Competitiveness effort tonight. I thought we had hung right in there after Robbie giving up the 3-run homer earlier in the ball game, and we kind of scratched and clawed our way back into it, but just not quite enough. I thought we hit some balls hard again tonight. Not a lot to show for it. Certainly got a couple home runs, and I think it was the 6th inning. We had 1st and 3rd there, and weren't able to push more than just 1 run across. So. We will get there. It's just been a struggle here recently, and Robbie did his job tonight. He really did. You look at the inning, he gave up the 4 runs, and it was a bunt hit, a couple bloop singles, and then a home run. You look up, it's a 4 spot, and then we're behind the 8 ball, and give our guys a ton of credit. We're scratching, clawing, battle back into it, but just not quite enough there at the end.
Mariners and Rays, game 2 of their 4-game series tonight. 6:40 first pitch. The only way you can watch the game is on Apple TV Plus online. Doesn't do me any good. I don't have it. On the Les Schwab Prep Baseball Scoreboard. From Thursday, Waterville-Mansfield sweeping a doubleheader against Pateros. They won the opener 19-2, and then the nightcap 17-8. On the Diamonds today, Manson will host Liberty Bell in a doubleheader at 3 o'clock. Eastmont wraps up their regular season at home with the Twin Bill against Ike beginning at 4. Moses Lake concludes its schedule at Larson Field. They'll take on Sunnyside the first of 2 games beginning at 4 o'clock. District tournament underway for the CWAC. Ephrata will host Ellensburg tomorrow at 11 a.m. The Bees wrap up their regular season with Tenasket at Okanagan. A couple of games starting at 11. Lake Roosevelt will host a doubleheader against Orville at 11. Waterville-Mansfield plays at Moses Lake Christian, 1 game at 12:30. Waterville-Mansfield came that close to completing a perfect regular season last night, but Pateros spoiled those plans. The Shockers took the opener by a score 26-15, but Pateros came back to win the nightcap 16-15, but Waterville-Mansfield is still the number 1 seed heading in to the district tournament. Your softball schedule today. Softball schedule, I should say. Tenasket hosts Okanagan in a doubleheader at 3:30. Eastmont wraps up their Big 9 season at Eisenhower. First of 2 games at 4. And at the same time, Moses Lake will visit Sunnyside for a twin bill. On tap tomorrow in fast pitch softball, Ephrata travels to Othello for a doubleheader at 11 a.m. Omak will host Kashmir for the first of a couple of games at 11. Oroville visits Lake Roosevelt for a twin bill at 11 at noon. It's Reardon hosting Brewster in a doubleheader, and Tenasket will host Liberty Bell in a single game. 3 games in the books in prep boys soccer yesterday. Tenasket topped Liberty Bell 2-1. East Valley of Yakima blanked Ephrata 3-0, and Linwood won a non-leaguer against Cascade 4-3 the final. Wenatchee will celebrate seniors tonight. Leave off the field at the Apple Bowl. They wrap up their regular season against Sunnyside. They'll take to the field at 7 o'clock. Moses Lake, meanwhile, concludes their campaign on the road against Eisenhower at 7. And only 2 games on the soccer pitch tomorrow. Chelan visits Orville at 11, I should say, and Kashmir will host Liberty Bell at 1. Finally, prep track and field. Gathering for a couple of meets this afternoon in the region. Kashmir, Chelan, Manson, Okanagan, England, Dan, and John Ford Coley will be at Clayell and Roslyn High School for a meet at 3:30. Bridgeport High will be the site for the rest of the B schools in North Central Washington. That track meet gets underway at 4 o'clock today. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Friday, the 6th day of May. We want to wish everybody a happy National Crepe Suzette Day, happy National Beverage Day. It's National No Diet Day. It's National Nurses Day. National Nurses Week, too. National... I was a little worried about doing National No Pants Day because when I prepare the show, I go online, I search for images related to National No Pants Day, and then what pops up on my computer are probably the kinds of things that make our system administrators a little nervous. So there's just a picture of some pants. The legend is, sometime in the mid-'80s in New York City, some guy had a really big, important meeting that was just a game changer for him, and he asked his wife to iron his slacks, and he was so preoccupied with preparing for the meeting that he simply left for the office in a suit and a shirt and a tie, but without his pants on, and then by the time he got on the subway, he realized he didn't have his pants on, and thus was born No Pants Day on May 6th, 1985. It's probably an urban legend, but in any event, there are going to be people all over this country and all over the world who will be using public transportation today without wearing their pants. I was going to wear shorts today. It's too cold. So don't wear pants today. Or, well, most of the people that I know out there who watch this show, please wear pants. 24 minutes after the hour. Today in history, there's the box score from the Red Sox and the Yankees from the Polo Grounds, May 6th, 1915. That would make it 7 years ago now? At the bottom, it's highlighted Babe Ruth pitching for the Boston Red Sox. In 5 at-bats, scored a run, had 3 hits, and one of those hits was a home run. Babe Ruth, pitcher for the Boston Red Sox, hitting ninth, hits his very first Major League home run on May the 6th, 1915. He would hit many, many more. Ironically enough, Babe Ruth hit his very first Major League home run against the team, the Yankees, that would make him a sporting icon. 84 years ago today, March the 6th, 1937, while attempting to dock in Lakehurst, New Jersey, the Hindenburg catches fire, and down she goes. Everybody has seen the newsreel footage with the radio commentary, and if you haven't seen it, you get to see it again.
It's starting to rain again. The rain had slacked up a little bit. The back motors of the ship are just holding it just enough to keep it from... It bursts into flames. Get it started. It's fighting, and it's crashing. It's crashing terrible. Oh, my, get out of the way, please. It's bursting into flames, and it's falling on the mooring mast and all the folks between it. This is terrible. This is one of the worst catastrophes in the world. Oh, it's like 400 or 500 feet into the sky, and it's a terrific crash, ladies and gentlemen. The smoke and the flames now, and the flame is crashing to the ground, not quite to the mooring mast. All the humanity and all the fans are just screaming around here. I told you, I can't talk to people. There's friends around there. I can't talk, ladies and gentlemen. Honest, it's just laying down massive smoking wreckage. And everybody can't hardly breathe and talk and screaming. Lady, I'm sorry. Honestly, I can hardly breathe. I'm going to step inside where I cannot see it. Charlie, that's terrible. Listen, folks, I'm going to have to stop for a minute because I've lost the voice. This is the worst thing I've ever witnessed.
When you look at that footage, one of the most remarkable things, there were 97 people on board the Hindenburg, but only 35 passengers were killed. It's pretty remarkable when you think about it. There were 36 total fatalities. There was one person on the ground who was also killed when the Hindenburg, and it pretty much ended passenger Zeppelin service. And to this day, nobody knows the exact cause of the Hindenburg disaster. May the 6th, 1954, 67 years ago today, they said it couldn't be done. They said it was physically, humanly impossible for a man to run the mile in under 4 minutes. It had never been done before. Roger Bannister proved them wrong. May the 6th, 1954, 67 years ago today. Here's a recap.
3/4 of a mile, the effort was still barely perceptible. The time was 3 minutes, 0.7 seconds, and by now the crowd was roaring. A 4-minute mile was possible. Somehow, to do it, I had to run the last lap in 59 seconds. Chataway led round the next bend, and then I pounced past him at the beginning of the back straight, 300 yards from the finish. I had a moment of mixed joy and anguish when my mind took over. It raced well ahead of my body and drew me compellingly forward. I felt that the moment of a lifetime had come. Those last few seconds seemed never-ending. A faint line of the finishing tape stood ahead as a haven of peace after the struggle. I leapt at the tape, like a man taking his last spring to save himself from the chasm that threatens to engulf him.
Of course, in the 67 years since, many, many people have run the mile in under 4 minutes, but no woman has ever run the mile in under 4 minutes. That was 67 years ago today. And finally, 27 years ago today, on this date, 1994, for the first time since the Ice Age, Great Britain and mainland Europe were connected. Queen Elizabeth II and the President of France, Francois Mitterrand, attended the opening ceremonies. The Channel, the underwater tunnel that connects England and France, was officially opened in the ceremonies. And here's a contemporary report from the BBC.
The Queen started her historic journey from the new Channel Tunnel terminal at London's Waterloo Station, aboard one of the Eurostar passenger trains that will eventually whisk travellers from London to Paris and Brussels in around 3 hours. Today she was going only as far as Calais to meet the French President Francois Mitterrand. Her Majesty's train entered the tunnel at Folkestone to applause from those on board. Emerging half an hour later in France, where the President's train was waiting at the platform in Calais. Safety normally precludes two trains travelling on the same line in opposite directions, but today the French and British locomotives came to rest nose to nose, feet apart. Welcomed by her host, the Queen joined President Mitterrand in simultaneously cutting a ribbon officially opening the under-channel link. The project a year behind schedule and costing twice the original estimate of nearly £5 billion.
Still a remarkable engineering achievement when you think about it. They dreamed about it for centuries, but they finally did it. And opened on this date back in 1994. It's the bottom of the hour, and let's do some birthdays. The founder of psychoanalysis. Maybe I should go see my psychoanalysis. Sigmund Freud. Born in the state in 1856, died in 1939 at the age of 83. I tried to read some of his works. It's hard to read. I don't understand half of it. Maybe I need to work on my ego or my superego. I don't know. Happy birthday, Sigmund Freud. Robert Peary, born in the state in 1856, of course, his claim to fame, and I mean claiming it, claiming to reach the North Pole in April of 1909. Most people think he probably didn't actually get to the North Pole. Unfortunately, of course, the National Geographic Society were the ones who sponsored his expedition, so they said he did. And then they said he didn't, and then they said he did again. I don't know. Robert Peary, born in the state in 1856. Orson Welles, perhaps America's greatest filmmaker. Citizen Kane, of course, The Magnificent Ambersons, and other works as well. The great Orson Welles, born in the state in 1915, died of a heart attack in 1985 at the age of 70. The oldest living member of baseball's Hall of Fame, the Say Hey Kid. Say hey, say who? Say Willie. That giant kid is great. He's 91 years old today. A .302 lifetime batting average, 3,283 hits, 660 home runs. His WAR, which is a baseball acronym for wins above replacement, which is the measuring stick for individual achievement in baseball. He's fifth all time in the WAR rankings, and he was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame in 1979. Happy birthday to the Say Hey Kid. Bob Seger, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, class of 2004. It took forever for Bob Seger to get into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. What were you people thinking? The great Bob Seger, the great native of Detroit, is 77 years old today. Happy birthday to Robert. And George Clooney is 61. He and Walt Disney share this distinction. George Clooney has been nominated for Academy Awards in 6 different categories. Only he and Walt Disney have done that. George Clooney is 61 years old today. We're going to take a break. Got an opinion from my Mad Dog McNaughty coming up. And then Eric Grandstrom and Grant Olson had a chance to catch up with Dan Goodfellow of Goodfellow Brothers, who are the Grand Marshals of tomorrow's Milk Growers Grand Parade. They had a great conversation. We're going to play it back for you. Coming up, you're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
The Washington State Apple Blossom Festival is here, and NCW Life is your official TV station. Join us for the Milk Growers Grand Parade on Saturday, May 7th at 11 a.m. Sponsored by Harvest Valley Pest Control, JDSA Law, Mary Maids, Many Blinds and More, That Pizza Place, Together for Youth, Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center, and Walkabout Grill. Your official TV station for the 2022 Apple Blossom Festival is the NCW Life channel.
What is the address of your emergency?
Yes, it's me. It's my husband. I think there's something the matter with him.
It was a feeling that I'll never forget, like being able to meet them and know that he survived. Okay, tell me what's happening. Is he conscious?
No, he's not.
Okay, take a deep breath for me. I'm getting you help.
Rivercom means to me that I still have my husband here with me. They're the ones that guided me through saving his life.
The workforce and career programs at Wenatchee Valley College are for you. The programs we offer are high demand, so you can kickstart your career and get connected to industry experts. With dedicated instructors and financial support available, we're behind you every step of the way. Are you ready for something new? Find your next career at Wenatchee Valley College. We have options for learners like you.
As AmeriCorps members and volunteers, we do more than talk about our core values. We take action and commit to making our community stronger.
At AmeriCorps, my commitment to equity gives every student a strong start.
Our compassion brings food and friendship to neighbors in need.
My determination protects parks in my community.
Now more than ever, your community needs you. What's at your core? Learn more at AmeriCorps.gov.
Are you worried about eviction? If you've received threats or notices of eviction from your landlord, you may qualify for help. Low-income Washington residents facing eviction have the right to free legal counsel regardless of your immigration status. Access to legal help in an eviction is your right. Don't wait. Call the Eviction Defense Hotline today.
NCW Life Channel is your local TV station. We provide the latest news from around North Central Washington weeknights at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock with Grant Olson. If it's happening in your neighborhood, we have you covered with a staff of reporters who are always on call. Grant will also keep you up to date on the latest weather, and Eric Grandstrom covers sports. It's all on your local TV station, the NCW Life Channel. At D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee, they believe your investment success begins with a personalized plan. A plan that is the roadmap you need to navigate your way to living your best years in retirement. D.A. Davidson can help you create a plan so you can take the time to enjoy the finer things in life. Let the financial advisors at D.A. Davidson help chart your retirement future today.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you're calling on 35 plus years of experience in the Wenatchee Valley. Spending extra time in your home, you may have discovered an unwanted aroma. Stinky feet, pets, who knows what. Call Dick's today about installing their Train Clean Effects electronic air cleaner or a Rheem Halo ultraviolet air purifier. Either way, the air quality in your home will be improved. Proudly servicing all of North Central Washington, call 884-6444 today.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, I've heard people say, I don't care what other people think. Well, I've said it myself. I'll bet you've said it too. But let's be honest. I don't think there's any of us out there that really don't care about what other people think about us. Well, maybe psychopaths don't care, but whatever. I had to admit that I do care what other people think of me. However, what I've also come to realize is that even though I care what people think, I often don't care enough to do anything about it. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
Are you
caught in a conflict with a family member, in the workplace, or with a neighbor or business? Wenatchee Valley Dispute Resolution Center provides mediation services, a cost-effective and efficient way to provide a written resolution to disputes and issues. Plus, we offer mediation training and community education on topics like conflict resolution and communication skills. Contact us at 509-888-0957 or www.wvdrc.org to learn more.
You've got a lot to do today. While you're out and about, remember to dispose of your unused medications safely and anonymously. It's a simple act that makes your home a safer place. Next time you're at the pharmacy, just place them in the drop box. To find a location, visit medproject.org.
It has really been a great partnership between Succession and NCW Life. It's not always easy to sit in front of a camera or a microphone, but you guys have made it a really nice process.
I'm here at Boswell's Home Furnishings to announce one of their newest lines of furniture, Built Well, an amazing local furniture maker in Oregon.
Hi, can I help you?
I was just telling my friends.
About Builtwell? They have exquisite craftsmanship, superior construction. I love their designs. Builtwell is a great addition to the wide selection of quality furniture you'll find here at Boswell's.
Boswell's Furniture on Easy Street. It's closer than you think.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether.
We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
With all the variety on SureStream TV from LocalTel, there's always something to watch. But what if you hit the couch in the middle of all the shows? That's a perfect time to use the features Catch Up or Restart. Catch up on shows from up to 3 days ago, or restart your show from the beginning. Go to your guide and select the show to restart. Then play, pause, rewind on your schedule. Don't forget, SureStream TV from LocalTel lets you decide when shows begin.
The Chelan Ridge team exists not only to craft exquisite wines and great food, but to make your visit memorable. And what a team. Owners Bill and Candace Swain, Chef Greg Kurtz, Vineyard Manager Enrique Hernandez, and winemaker Jeff Crowder all work together to make that goal a reality. And as a team, job one is to make you feel welcome at home and want to return again and again. Oh, and kids and dogs are always welcome at Chelan Ridge.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellington here from Live It Up. In the investment world, ROI stands for Return on Investment. Well, how does better health, better wealth, and better relationships sound for ROI? Join us every week right here on NCW Life and learn how to invest in the most important asset, you.
We're going to answer your questions and provide some weekly inspiration so you can create a life that you love. Join us on Live It Up.
Contractors, furniture makers, and weekend do-it-yourselfers around north central Washington will tell you that Lombard's Hardwood Supply is the place to get what you need. Lombard's full millwork shop can handle jobs large or small. Lombard's has a full line of interior and exterior doors available, as well as custom barn doors. From alderwood to zebrawood and everything in between, it's Lombard's Hardwood Supply on School Street in Sunny Slope. Like us on Facebook and check out our monthly special.
Hi folks, welcome to Save Mart. How can we help you today?
We're looking for a recliner.
Okay, right this way. Go ahead and move this chase on the other side.
Great, I want that one. I would like that one.
That's a great choice.
And I want this one as well.
Okay.
And I definitely want this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
Don't miss the 2022 Lake Chelan Wine and Jazz Festival. You'll enjoy a wide variety of jazz, breathtaking lake and vineyard views, and fabulous wine. The festival features 50 shows at 14 wineries and venues over 4 days. Imagine a musical tour around the beautiful Lake Chelan Wine Valley. Grab your friends and get your tickets to the 2022 Lake Chelan Wine and Jazz Festival, May 19th through the 22nd.
When Mike leaves town, it's a little scary. You never know who might be outside. But we feel safer inside knowing our home is being monitored by a local company. I can check our alarm from just about anywhere. So when we get home, I know it's safe.
Protect your family and save money with a local company. Switch your current security monitoring to Guardian Services from LocalTel. Call Guardian Security from LocalTel now or visit localtel.net to learn more.
My name is Anaisa Lemus, and I teach at John Newberry Elementary. I had a tooth in the front that was just always causing me problems. It was just happening so regularly. I went to go get a root canal done, and the root canal didn't help a whole lot because then it came back. Both of my parents went to Dr. Divis's office. They really recommended him because he had done such a great job on their teeth. I went and really have had a really pleasant experience with him. He just made me feel really at ease with everything. He was really confident with what he was doing. He said, this is one of his favorite parts of his job, which really made it easier for me because, when you're really passionate about something, they're going to do a good job. As a teacher, my students, I'll tell them randomly sometimes, oh yeah, with my fake tooth. They're always so shocked. Like, what? It looks like your real tooth. And I'm really happy with the results now.
This is Dr. John Divis. Please call us today.
Dan Goodfellow joining us here with Goodfellow Brothers. Dan, first of all, congratulations on so many years of success here in the Wenatchee Valley, and it's got to be pretty neat for Apple Blossom to recognize you guys as Grand Marshals.
Absolutely. Being born and raised here and been in a lot of parades and watching almost all of them while we were here growing up, it's just a special feeling to be here, and to be the honor of Grand Marshal means a lot.
Now, we're broadcasting not just here locally, but across the world. So for those that don't know about Goodfellow Brothers, give us kind of a synopsis of what you guys do.
Well, this is a really exciting time for us because Goodfellow Brothers was founded actually right here in Wenatchee, Washington in 1921. So we're celebrating our 100th anniversary. And so it's actually now it's 101. We missed it by 1 year because of COVID, like a lot of things have been missed because of that, and so it's very exciting for us, and we've been headquartered here since day one. We're very fortunate that my grandfather and his two brothers chose Wenatchee. And
how did they choose? How did you guys end up here?
Well, that's it. They were fighting World War I, and they decided, they talked it over. What do you want to do? And they came over and went to school at the University of Washington. My grandfather went there, and they decided that they wanted to give back to the country. And how can you help rebuild the United States? And they chose Wenatchee. And our first office was down on Ferry Street, down right where the South End 7-Eleven is, right there.
Okay.
Been here ever since.
Wow. How about that?
It's amazing. You talked about how, happy you are to be part of the Apple Blossom Festival. Tell us how important the Apple Blossom Festival is to us as a Wenatchee Valley.
I'm sorry?
Talk about what the Apple Blossom Festival means to all of us in the Wenatchee Valley.
It's been fantastic, especially if you've been here as many years as I have, because you watch it through all the years and growing and from the earliest ages, which I think is the most special time. The festivities and the colors and the time of year and the springtime, there's just something about an apple blossom, the trees are blooming, and it just sticks right here, and it stays with you for the rest of your life. And very, very, very important.
Yeah, my family and I have been here for 18 years now, and it's become a part of our lives too, where we look forward to it every year, and this is what's part of us too now. So it's a lot of fun.
It doesn't take long.
No, it sure doesn't. That's for sure.
Absolutely. You guys, aside from celebrating your 100 years, I know you have a ton of people in town for you guys are doing business though, aside from celebrating, right?
Absolutely. So because of COVID, we have had a couple Zoom meetings, but every year we try to get everybody together from all of our regions, from California and Hawaii and Oregon and over in the Seattle area and here in Wenatchee. And so this year we chose to have it here. And for its apple blossom time, and it's our headquarters. So we wanted to bring in everybody from all the regions here to celebrate for those reasons. It's our 100th year, and it's Wenatchee, and it's apple blossom.
Yeah.
So we
and
couldn't
you had
think of
quite a
anything
crew
better.
there yesterday at the luncheon.
There's over a couple hundred people here, and they are enjoying Wenatchee.
I'll bet.
You know, a story. I hope you don't mind me passing this story along, but I was fishing with a buddy up on on Rufus Woods Reservoir, and he was telling me about just one example of Goodfellow Brothers about how you have continued to choose to do business with local businesses here. There's a Ford dealership up north that you guys still do business with, and you'll even buy Fords from them and ship them across over to Hawaii. Is that true?
That's true. And, you know, Ford was always with us. You know, Joe Welty Ford back here in the day, and wherever we go, we've always been big Ford supporters. And it's not a commercial, but, you know, that's just a fact.
But that tells me, you know, you could do it elsewhere. You could get them from elsewhere, but that you still do it here in North Central Washington is huge.
Yeah.
Now, tell me about going to Hawaii. I know you've got offices here, of course, in Wenatchee, Washington, Oregon, California, but Hawaii as well. How long ago did you guys expand out to
That's interesting, too, that you bring that up, because my grandfather brought us here. But my grandfather and grandmother always enjoyed going to Oahu and Hawaii once a year. And so they were introduced to Hawaii and fell in love with the culture, fell in love with everything about Hawaii. And so over time, my dad, you know, second generation, he was exposed to Hawaii, and through mutual friends, one time we did a job, got a job, and went over there and did the work. And, you know, without, you know, just saying it anyway, the rest is history, so to speak.
Yeah.
And we've been there ever since.
As you know, to be able to be around 100 years, it's not just about doing business well, but it's also about building those relationships, isn't it?
It's one of our core values. And you were at the luncheon, and you heard my nephew say that it was so important, that it was wonderful for my grandfather and his brothers to pick Wenatchee. Wenatchee is such a wonderful place to raise your kids, raise your family, as we all know, because it did help instill the core values here in Wenatchee that we've carried up through our company for those 100 years. And we're over here for those meetings. You know, we bring them in. We are actually having meetings. It's not all fun. And that's exactly what we're here to talk about, is relationships, trust, loyalty, and all the values that we learned and lived by here in Wenatchee.
Well, Dan, thanks for taking the time to come and join us here on Cinco de Mayo. I know you got a lot of things on your plate right now, but thanks for taking the time to join
Absolutely.
us. Good to see
Enjoy
you.
it. All right, you guys. Happy Apple Blossom.
You too.
Dan Goodfellow joining us here on the NCW Life Channel. We'll take that from you, Dan, and we'll take a quick break.
Do you have old or unused prescription medications lying around? You can now safely and anonymously dispose of them at a safe medication return kiosk near you. Just visit your nearest location. 75% of opioid misuse starts when someone uses medication that wasn't prescribed for them. By removing unwanted prescriptions from your home, you're helping to keep your loved ones safe and healthy.
This is Kelly, owner of the Original Children's Shop in downtown Wenatchee. We strive to bring you the most quality, fashionable, and fun clothing for your little ones, along with gifts, toys, and accessories. I look forward to meeting you soon at the Original Children's Shop.
At Washington Trust Bank, can't is a four-letter word.
I think I'll sell my veggies at the market.
You even remember to water the house plants.
I do this? You can do this.
Hey, we need to build a home office. We're adding another bathroom.
I think I'll study programming.
Bro, you even connect your phone to Bluetooth.
We believe you can do whatever you set your mind to, and and we'll help you get there. Washington Trust Bank. Privately owned. Locally invested.
Right now is the best time to buy an RV, and the best place is Click It RV in Moses Lake.
Alright, drive a Click It RV.
Right now, Click It RV has spring discounts that deliver you unbeatable savings on travel trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, Class A or C motorhomes, both new and used, and more. Get the best deals and the lowest financing and the lowest price guaranteed.
I'm Richard Sherman, and we guarantee it.
So don't miss the spring sale in Moses Lake.
Get to Click It RV now. Are you going to be mad, bro? You probably already are.
And check out all 4 Click It RV dealerships for your best locations.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver. Shopping cart. Because Les Schwab helps keep us safe with brakes, steering, and more. Eyes ahead, Dad! Know what those guys back there offer with their tires? Toilet paper. But Les Schwab gives us safety by the carload. Turn here! We're kind of a big deal here.
Les Schwab Tires, celebrating 70 years of doing the right thing.
Stay active and independent for life. SAIL is an evidence-based strength, balance, and fitness program. The exercises in a SAIL class have been packaged into a formal regimen focusing on 4 key areas important to the health and fitness of mature participants: low-impact cardiovascular, balance work, strength training, and stretching. SAIL classes are designed for people of all fitness levels and can be done sitting or standing. Join us for SAIL on the NCW Life channel. Check your listing for days and times.
It's a beautiful morning right now, bountiful sunshine all over the Wenatchee Valley, but don't be fooled. It's not going to stay that way. But as the day progresses, the clouds start rolling in. We're going to see some rain this afternoon. Very cool temperatures for this time of the year. I mean, well below normal. The unsettled weather pattern will continue all the way through next week. We're not even going to get close to 70 degrees, which is our normal high temperature. Forecast details are coming up. Earlier in the day, our good friend Mr. Darby was able to hop on board the Bear Mountain camera up in Chelan, and you'll notice Chelan has a lot more clouds right now than the Wenatchee Valley. And he put together a cool little time-lapse video, which he is prone to do. And take a look at it. Pretty cool footage, and he also did all the music. He performed all the instruments. He's that talented. Pretty cool stuff. And that was up in Chelan. That was shortly after sunrise this morning, right around 5:30 or so was when Uriah got that footage. And you notice right now, outside of our studios, you see the camera behind me. It's lots of sunshine. It's not going to be the case today. The 2 things we need to point out. First of all, it's going to get very chilly for some overnight lows over the weekend, almost throughout the viewing area. The overnight low on Saturday night is going to be the 30s, and Sunday night in the 30s, and Monday night a good chance of seeing the overnight lows in the 30s. And of course, there are many locations in our viewing areas that have a tendency to get considerably cooler than the Wenatchee Valley. So most of the areas in our viewing area, you're going to see some very cold morning lows. I know I'm tired of telling you that, but that's just what it is. And a friendly reminder, the rivers are running high, and they are running cold. That includes the Columbia River and the Wenatchee River and the Antioch River. And we're going to be factoring in some windy conditions on Saturday afternoon and Saturday night. And that's going to make the area lakes very choppy indeed. And on top of all that, we just can't seem to bust out of the cold temperatures. From the National Weather Service, today's forecast high of 60 is 9 degrees below where we should, and a good chance of rain between about noon and about 4 this afternoon. That's your timeline for rain, noon to 4. For the Les Schwab Classy Chassis Parade, which gets underway at about 6 o'clock, we're hoping for dry weather. Still could see some hit and miss showers, so heads up on that. 44 for the overnight low. Very, very chilly for the Stemilk Growers Grand Parade. It'll be in the 40s when the parade starts at 11 o'clock tomorrow. We're not going to get very warm. Only 58 degrees are high on Saturday. That's 11 degrees below normal. Overnight low, 38 on Saturday for the Smoke Growers Grand Parade. We're going to see some sun breaks. We're going to have some rain. We're going to have some wind, most of the wind in the afternoon. And then Sunday for Mother's Day, unseasonably cold temperatures. Well below normal. All right, that's it for us. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the Apple Blossom Festival. We will see you Monday. Bye-bye.